hey, great album, by the way. Is there any plans for a third one?
Can we finish this one first?
Hold on.
Yes, Hunter.
If you could take the TARDIS anywhere, where would you go?
Oh, no.
No pressure.
I think it's there, just like at the window, so that you can see your guys' reaction without hiding back there.
I wanted to hear that question like before the album started, and I could have just had the last hour to think about it. And there's so much potential.
I don't know. I feel like if I was to be going somewhere in the TARDIS, it would be as a companion, because I don't pretend to know how to fly anything. So, and I feel like the TARDIS takes you where it wants you to be.
Yeah, the TARDIS is going to take us where we want, I suppose.
So I don't see that as a question that I'd ever have to answer in a world where the TARDIS is actually real.
Is it good right at the back there?
Middleton.
Smith.
Ish.
I said I prefer the writing to David Tennant, but I prefer Matt Smith as Doctor.
I say ish because I said this yesterday. I was looking back on like series 2 and things like that just recently, and that's the Tennant I liked back then. It's like, this is a good character. I like this, and then as the series go on, it's like the end of time and the Waters of Mars, where he's turned into like God, Jesus, Doctor, Time Lord, God thing. I got bored of him, so yeah, it's time to move on from there.
I still don't really know. I mean, at a push I'd probably say Matt. But
Matt.
I want to bring up one. I want to bring up the same thing I said yesterday, which is Eccleston. Anyone?
Mercurian.
That's alright.
William Hartnell.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Which song caused you the most trouble writing, or which one was most difficult to get right?
For me, the original Nightmares.
I was going to say maybe Nightmares, because the original version of Nightmares sounds completely different than the one that's on the album. It was kind of like a dance
musical military thing.
Yeah. It was very military. It was very dancey. It was very jazzy in the bridge.
I think that's definitely the song that went on the longest journey from conception to finished product.
And then the first time I knew how seriously you were taking the album as well, because I was quite happy with the version of Nightmares, like the first version I heard. And then when you guys all started like reworking it, I was like, oh my god, that's really good.
Everything is ending. Also, we went through. Briley was the third girl, I think, that we asked to sing that vocal part. Not that the other two were bad vocalists. It just wasn't. Well, the first girl required the song to be put into a key that Alex couldn't sing, and so for a while we were thinking maybe we could have Ed sing it, but just for that kind of song, we felt like Alex's voice should be on that, so we went to go look for another girl, and then we talked to the South African girl who sounded good, but just didn't fit. And then Briley was the third girl that sang, and that one worked.
Yep, of course. Are you going to play any live shows?
We're playing at VidCon in July, and after that we haven't really made any plans.
Yes.
Michael, where was it easier to record, in the flat or in Paris?
Each place had its pros and cons. Being in the flat, because that was also a living space, it's kind of like waking up in the morning. I could work on the album, or there's a TV with an Xbox right there. So in Paris, because we were there for the sole purpose of making an album, it made it easier to be motivated to do that. But that space itself was not as conducive to recording.
There was the last morning that we were recording some vocal parts. There was roadworks happening on the street outside.
It was
they were
the last
vibrating the
day
floor
that we had to record vocals. And so Ed and I got up in the morning and we started recording, and the building literally started shaking. And at first I thought this was a little earthquake, but it just kept going. and we leaned outside, and we hear this rumble, and first we were like, that sounds like a vacuum cleaner upstairs or something.
Pretty loud vacuum.
It stopped. It stopped. We were like, okay, this is fine. We started recording again, and then it started again, but more intense. So we went outside, and there was this giant truck, guys with jackhammers in front of the sidewalk. So that was fun.
I think it was less like soundproof, less ideal to record in. In the flat, it's a really nice space. It's a really good area. There's not an awful lot of noise.
The flat that we had in Paris also had this really creaky floor, so there were a couple times we'd be doing a really nice vocal tape, and then I'd hear the floor go, so we'd have to do it again. I hope that answered your question. I don't even remember what it was anymore.
Who out of the five of you would you think would be the best doctor?
That's probably a question for you guys.
The one who would survive.
Well, like in an actory capacity, or in a...
I was just thinking who would be best suited to go on adventures around other space. Yeah.
I think any of us would jump at the chance, but...
Yeah. Who would do it for the most altruistic reasons? The Doctor's quite a selfless guy. I know if I was the Doctor, I would just go around, I'd go to all the concerts, but, you know, throughout history. I probably wouldn't bring anyone with me for ages. I'd be just chilling out, free entertainment. That's not good, is it, for a Doctor? So I'm out.
No enough stuff.
That's something that you guys should decide, I think, and let us know on Twitter.
And then you guys can tell me what the result is.
Michael's the most cool-headed. I feel like in Doctor Who's like situations, you would be able to be like, yeah, I could probably deal with these aliens.
Just like that.
If you could be any of the monsters, which one would you be?
Can't really beat that. No, the Doctor does all the time, but theoretically, he shouldn't be beat ever.
I think I'd be an Auton, just because of the longevity of it. Plastic doesn't die. Like Rory prior to the universe resetting was essentially immortal. So
I get that. You'd still be you then.
You would still be you.
That's better
Just made of plastic.
Or you should be a Cyberman, and then it should be you, and then everyone can be you.
Like that.
I literally just remembered my original plan for today was I was going to jump out of the Dalek.
Oh.
The whole of the album we're going to hide inside it, and then everyone was just at the Dalek. I was just going to wait for them to go, is that it? And I just, but that might have been.
Yeah, no question that?
How far Rebel actually gave the money to India with from?
We don't know.
We don't know. I assume because I was worried that people might think that we're like holding something back, and they've been like, oh, Rebel must have paid them, but they don't want to say because they're being sellout or whatever. But we genuinely don't know.
I mean, Red Bull do have a history of working with artists on collaborative projects. The space that we're in is used a lot of the time. Like, the recording studio right there, they work with, I know Mark Bronson's been in there recording things.
Jesse J was in there, so.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I think this is just a thing that Red Bull do. They help people to make music, and it was especially helpful when we were having such difficulties doing it.
Thanks, Red Bull.
Are there any more questions? Yes.
Why did you get the Dalek in the TARDIS?
They were here when we got here.
Red Bull.
Yeah, we
did
rocked
that.
up and it's like,
we had
what?
no idea that was happening.
They get that.
Thank you, Red Bull.
Anyway, I'm anxious that I don't want to hold people from seeing Doctor Who tonight.
Yeah. Okay, there's a couple more questions over there.
We're from Manchester, so we don't have anywhere to watch Doctor Who. Can someone give us a
I feel like Doctor Who should be the sort of thing that they play in pubs. Like, you know, when the World Cup happens and everyone goes to a pub to watch the football, they should be playing Doctor Who because
Me and Alex actually did go to a pub to watch the first episode of Series 5.
Oh,
On a massive screen. It was really good.
yeah, I keep trying to make them do it at the
There's
pub
like
I
a
watch.
special event though.
And we were considering, like, the idea picked up into our heads of, we could show everyone Doctor Who, we could all watch it together, but having you pay to come and see an episode of Doctor Who is actually illegal. Yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah, so those guys are from Manchester. If you are watching Doctor Who near here, help them out, I guess. Okay, well, we're going to go and hang out in the room you were in earlier. So if you guys bought anything and you want it signed, come and say hi. Thanks very much for coming.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.